rich dads and what we consider their greatest asset on earth, and that's their children. So we're doing a Friday Night Live show. This is my first show on HAPS. Now, I'm going to be learning, and I hope that you'll have some patience with me tonight. But I am going in to tell you a little bit about how we got here and why we're doing what we're doing today. So I can honestly try to figure out this new app here. Let's see here how we can, okay, comment, I guess. Now, comments are able to come in if people want to. Well, look at there. People are saying hello already. So hello. Anyway, I am Keith Jowers, and this is our new show. This is on HAPS, and I understand it's going out to my other platforms, which Facebook and those others. We're out there on Twitter, and we're so excited about this new app and everything that's happening with technology today. Keith Jowers started with Dads for Life about 17 years ago, and we actually got going with doing just helping dads. 17 years ago, started working with some divorced dads. We're here to encourage dads on a daily basis through our different platforms. But also, I'm a dad coach and legacy mentor, and I help single dads mostly, just trying to connect with their kids after possibly they are going through, some difficulties, maybe after a divorce or something like that. So we are actually doing a lot of platform encouragement. We go through all of our different platforms, and we encourage on a daily basis through our posts that we do. Well, when I went through a divorce as a young adult, actually, I decided that I would never divorce my child. And that's how we got started with Dads for Life, working with dads. Also, my dad died when I was a very young boy at 11 years old. So I grew up without having a dad involved in my life. And I tell you, hey, Justin, I see you come in now. I'm getting used to this, sir. I'm looking over here on the left. Are you on your laptop? No, I am not, actually. Did I mean to have a vertical? No. How do you change that? Okay. So I'm not on my laptop. I'm learning. Okay, let's see what happens here. So maybe, is that better? Does that look better, Justin? So, so I told you, this is new. I am just straight up transparent and fresh with this new app. So there you go. My friend Justin Kaplan right there. If you're not following Justin, you need to hang out with him, because he is Justin Kaplan Pro, and he can teach you all about getting your business up and running. And we're so excited that today I was listening to a program that he was doing talking about HAPS, and I've been hearing that it's coming on now that Periscope is going away. But I tell you, Justin and I met on Periscope like about 5-6 years ago, and we just kind of connected right away. And I see some other Facebook users coming in. So, but I think I'm going to have to get some better glasses, because I tell you, it's hard to see those little small text over there. Maybe I can change that at some point. But I tell you what, I am so excited about being on HAPS, because it brings me back to when actually I met Justin and several other great people on Periscope, and we started doing some things. Well, things have changed a lot in our ministry now for the last few years. But over the 17 years that we started Dads for Life, we started growing. And we started growing a lot. And now we're several thousand across the world on our platforms. But I really enjoy actually doing these live shows. Now, it's given me a flash saying my internet is bad. Then it says my internet's good. So I'm hoping we're getting out okay with you. So it's way easier to see things broadcasting from your laptop. Okay, well, there you go. That's coming from the master. He knows a lot of stuff about these kind of broadcasts. So, but you know what? The old Periscope days, that's right. They were around, Glenda, when we started this, and we didn't know what we were doing. And Justin helped us out a lot just by doing what he was doing. So he's definitely one to follow, my friend. So the stream looks good and sounds great. Okay, well, we're going to get right on with it. I'm Keith Jowers. I am the founder of Dads for Life. Also doing some new things here in audio. I do a radio show called The Dad Connection, and we now do that in our podcast. You can go to our website at keithjowers.com or dadsforlife.com, and you can see all of our podcasts that we've done. We're getting ready to relaunch some ones that we've had around for a while and kind of redo them, and we're excited about that. And then if you stick around for a few minutes after we do our topic here, I'm going to tell you about something great that's getting ready to happen in May. with Dabs for Life. So I'm excited about that. So, of course, I look good and sound great. Well, earlier, I do some acting on the side and everything. I was in a victim scene, and I did not look so good, my brother. I can tell you that. I was man, I was a mess in that scene today. But you know what? We got through it, and I'm all cleaned up now and ready to go. So even when he can't see me or hear me, every time I get around Justin trying to do something with him, my audio doesn't seem to be working right. Well, guess what? Apparently it's working because he told me it was good. Greetings from Texas. Larissa's in the house. Oh my goodness. The reason I'm here tonight is not because of just Justin. He's trying to challenge us to get his VIP guys to get going again with broadcasting, but it's because of Larissa. And I'm so grateful for my friend Larissa. So if you're not following Larissa, the grateful chick, you need to be following her, because you're going to learn some things about being grateful in life, regardless of what you go through. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about this. I don't even know how it works. There's a lot of stuff here, but I'm excited to get going with our subject tonight. So our subject tonight, called to battle, destined to win. And the reason I chose that is because my wife and I, we've been married 34 years this year, and we've been through a lot of battles, not with each other, okay, don't get me wrong. We've been through a lot of battles in life. We've taken care of a lot of family. We've taken a lot care of some friends and try to help people in situations because of ministry that we've been involved in. And I can tell you that sometimes you're in a battle, whether you want to be or not. Am I right? Give me a amen in the chat stream or a thumbs up or something, because I tell you what, battles come with this thing we call life. We've all been there, haven't we? If you've been there, I know that you have worked through it because you're here tonight. You see, sometimes when we go through a battle, we want to give up. We want to quit. We want to say, I ain't used to it. I'm done with this. I'm giving up. And I've known people that have given up. I've known people that have given up on their marriages. I know people that have given up on life sometimes, said it's hopeless. I know people are giving up on our country because of our current situation with they didn't like one thing or another. But no matter what we're going through, we can't give up. We have to keep pressing forward. And if you know God, he wants you to do that. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. So we're not promised tomorrow. Tomorrow is like a vapor. Today's like a vapor. It's gone, right? Here it is again. We're going into another weekend. Yay for weekends, right? So but when you think about tomorrow, the scripture that I've chose for tonight is actually comes from Matthew 6:34. And it says, take therefore no thought for tomorrow shall take care of itself. Aren't you glad that tomorrow will take care of itself? Then why are we worrying tonight? Why are we worrying today? Why are we going to ruin the rest of our evening with our family because we're worried about something? Forget it. Trust God and let tomorrow take care of itself. We're not promised tomorrow. I've had friends. I've been to many, many funerals and friends and family. And I just went to two of my mentors' funerals last week. Each of them died within a couple of days of each other, but both of them were instrumental in my career and in my life. And I went to their funerals the day after each other. And it was extremely hard for me. It was extremely hard, just like it was in 2012 when my mom passed. And then 6 days later, my mentor, Zig Ziglar, passed. And then my aunt passed a few months later. So it was one thing after the other. But we can't give up, can we, my friends? We just can't give up. So I want to talk about being called to a battle and destined to win. Life has its challenges. We've all been there. We've all fought through it. We've all continued the course, right? And when we continue our course, we're going to find success on the other side. We're not guaranteed a bed of roses, are we? The gardener put us here, and we are not guaranteed that everything's going to smell like roses each day. I look at life like a garden. My wife and I have been planting a garden out here in our backyard, and we've got, before I knew it, I had already planted 50 plants. And she looked at me one day and she said, you know what, we got to take care of these, or you have to, because this was your idea. But we do take care of them together. So when we look at it together as a problem, or whatever the problem is, or weeding or cutting back for for the different seasons, then no matter what, it comes to find out that you can work better when you've got somebody to work it out with. So find a friend, find a buddy, find a spouse, somebody you can be accountable to and talk to and work out. So I'm going to try to see, am I missing something over here? No, I guess I'm all right. Nobody's commenting. So it's like stopped. Okay, Larissa and Justin, help me. It's like stopped there. So I guess that means nobody's commenting. So we'll continue on. Think of what God did in the Bible for so many people, that maybe stories that you like, maybe stories that you really like in the Bible, like David. I mean, David had a challenge, right, with a giant, but he took care of the giant. Think about the actual challenge of the different Saul of Tarsus or Simon Bar-Jonah, and what think about Jesus's challenge, right? I mean, we all have challenges, but we come through them. But if we continue pressing on, we might come out a champion. We just lost a great singer by the name of Carmen, and he sang in a song about the champion. It's great when you feel like you're winning, but it hurts when you feel like you're losing the battle. So when you feel like you're losing the battle, I've got one friend, he'll call me just when I feel down about something and say, guess what? What's going on? And I said, what do you mean what's going on? He said, Keith, he said, I just feel like I should call you. I said, well, it's been a rough day. He just knows when to call me. Isn't it great to have a friend like that? All right. So I just got a note from a friend that says, I'm commenting, but I'm not seeing the comments. So I don't know where they're at. So, okay. So it's coming from my other platforms, guys. Maybe you can help me out. How much did I miss? Well, April, I think there's a replay, right? So, but you didn't miss much, because I'll be talking about something else before you think about missing something that I say. So, but we're talking about life as a journey, and we're all on this journey together. I've had a career, had a successful career, and now that's behind me. I move on to something else. I'm actually tapping into another industry that I really enjoyed and helped a lot of kids in it. So I'm trying to find different things that I feel like in life that I wanted to do, but there's challenges when you go to make change. Is there not? Yes, there sure is. So, but when you go through these challenges, you have to figure out, okay, how am I going to get through this challenge? All right, so I'm seeing some comments here, and I got a text that says we're getting comments from other platforms, but I don't know where those are coming from. I don't see those in the chat stream. I'll answer them, though. I promise I'll go back and look at them if I miss them here. So let's continue on, because I'm really I try to keep people to their very short time when I'm doing broadcasts, because I know time is precious. So, I was a nobody at one time. I felt that way anyway when my dad died and everything. I was growing up without a mentor in my life, without anybody in my life at that particular teenage years. That's why parents, you have to be involved in your teen years of your children's lives, because it's so important. If things are going on at school, you have to know what's going on in their life. You have to be involved with them. So I was kind of felt like a nobody at one day, but then one person, actually, it was my mom, actually, was telling me that, no, I could grow through things, and I could get through things, and I could be a somebody. But even though without Dad, I had to learn a lot of things on my own. That's why I guess God has me working with dads and helping dads, because our nonprofit organization has been ministering and working with dads for over 17 years now, and we're continuing to do it. See, I believe that every challenge that we have has a champion outcome to it. We just have to find out what that is, because sometimes you want to give up, don't you? Not, give up and total your life. I'm just talking about you want to give up on a project, you want to give up on something, and we may just be that close to winning the battle that's right there. So when I hear parents, I've taught the parents, I was a school resource officer for 18 years, and I'd go, and I had over 3,000 counseling sessions with parents, and I would talk with them, and some of them, and my student would tell me that their parents would call them stupid all the time. Don't do that. Don't call your kids stupid. These parents that I know in this room here, you can definitely attest to that. We shouldn't do that, because they're getting that in their head. Just because they can't figure out a problem, we have to make sure that there's a solution. We have to make sure that they find out how to resolve that problem. So calling them stupid or dumb or ignorant, and I've had kids tell me that their parents did that, I try to get to the parents and talk to them, and please don't tell your kids that. Why? Because I do know of a parent that told their kid that, and he actually grew up believing that and wound up in prison. So You just have to understand that you are the most important person in your child's life because you're with them all the time, and they have to know that home is the safest place to be. So we want to continue talking about being called to this battle. Sometimes we say, but I can't do this and I can't do that. Well, let's figure out a way to do it. I saw a post recently. Somebody had the word can't and they were cutting off the T of the scissors and said it's time to change the word. And it is time to change the word. When you think you can't do something all the time, you really have to look at what's your approach to that, the attitude that you're having towards it. My friend Zig Ziglar, I was mentioning him earlier, he was always talking about winning. And he said, you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win. And then you have to prepare to win. And by doing all that, then you can expect to win. So we can expect to win. We can win if we just keep, well, a lot about farming before he passed. He told me just have to scratch it. He told me a lot about farming before he found the keys. So digging a fish really hard. You can win. You just have to keep scratching at it. I always hear you call Zig Ziglar your friend. Did you know him personally? Actually, April, I did know him personally. It was kind of by happenstance, I guess, that it happened. But Zig, actually, I did know him. And when he came to town, I was doing his security in my law enforcement career. I was doing security for him. And he was just a fun guy to be around sometimes. Now, I didn't, wasn't living in the same city that he did out west, but he was just an amazing guy. But we knew each other over the years. And my wife and I actually went to his house one time. We were out in Texas, and it was just really neat. And he's blessed so many people over the years. So, but yes, he was a really neat guy. In fact, I have a picture right here in my studio of Zig and my wife and his wife. So, by the way, we're in studio 425. People have asked from time to time, well, why that? Why do we call it that? Studio 425 comes from my grandfather's address. My grandfather went through a lot of battles in his own life, old country guy, but he cared about everybody. He didn't care what race you were, where you come from in life. He cared about you as a person, no matter what your political party was. And if you walked by his house on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon after church, he'd make sure that you were not hungry. Because, it's one of those Sunday dinners. You ever had those Sunday dinners with your family where there was so much food that you could feed the whole city sometimes? Well, that's the way it was at our grandparents' house on Sundays. But my grandfather sit out on that porch and made sure, hey, Mr. Smith or Mr. Jones, you got something to eat? You all right today? He made sure everybody, no matter who you were. Well, he used to talk to me about truth and honesty and integrity. And when I went to settle his property after his last sibling passed, and I mean his last child passed, and then I went out and I turned around and I looked up and there was a sign that he made that says 425. That was his address, and I just felt something in me to grab that. So I grabbed that, and when I brought it home, I just put it in I collect a lot of old things, and then and just had it up there. And then when I built the studio for Dads for Life, I said, well, what do I call the studio? I was just asking the Lord one day, what do we call the studio? And all of a sudden the light came on and said 425. So we're calling it Studio 425 simply because you'll never hear anything come out of here that's not true. I'm not going to say anything that's, lying to you or anything like that, because our studio is stuff that we teach over the years. My wife has taught things. We're always trying to be as truthful as we can out of here. And that is what I can promise you out of Studio 425 from Dads for Life. Okay, so we'll move on. All right, so you can't make too many excuses. If you make too many excuses, they start to, when people know that when you're talking to them, then sometimes those excuses is all they hear from you. They never hear that you actually, want to do something positive, right? You want to come up with a solution to something. So excuses are not something you should continue to make all the time. Yes, things come up. Yes, things in life happens. But when you start making excuses to yourself, you're never going to really win the battles that you find yourself into. But when you really fight for what you believe in, when you really fight for what you believe in, and I'm not talking anything political now, I'm talking about fighting for what you believe in. I always believe there's two dates that are very important to any person. male or female, no matter where you come from, two important dates. And that's the day you're born and the day you find out why. Why are you here on earth? Have you figured that out yet? If not, spend some time meditating in the Word. Find out why you're here. What's your purpose in life? Because we all have that purpose. Another scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper and give you hope for the future. And when I'm talking about prospering, I'm not just talking about prospering financially. I'm talking about prospering you as a person, your soul, and your meaning for life. But we must resist the excuses in our life that says we can't do something, because once we do, then we can start winning, my friends. So there's some things that may shape your life, and I thought I'd bring these to the table tonight. Whether the house that we live in is 300 square foot or whether the house we live in is 3,000 square foot. Loneliness, well, it's the same in either house. You realize your true inner happiness does not come from the material things of this world. Whether you fly first class or economy class, when the plane goes down, everybody goes down with it. So we can't really let that shape our life and thinking that we're somebody special because we're flying in one class or the other, right? Therefore, I hope you realize when you have friends, when you have mates, when you have, well, people that you can count on in a rough time, when you have brothers and sisters who you chat with and laugh with and talk with and sing along with, and whether you sing good or not, talk about north or south or east or west with, heaven and earth, well, just know that you're blessed, because those things, my friend, do help shape your life. So what you think on a few things as we get ready to close? Don't educate your children to be rich. Educate them to be happy. So when they grow up, they will know the value of things, not the price. Best awarded words in London. Eat your food as your medicines. Otherwise, one day you'll have to eat your medicines as your food. Take care of yourself. Also think about the ones who love you will never leave you for another, because if there are 100 reasons to give up, he or she should find one reason to hold on. There's a big difference between a human being and a being human. Only a few truly understand that. These are the kind of things that my grandfather and that generation grew up believing and thinking through and helping everyone they could. They also thought, well, you're loved when you're born, you'll be loved when you die, and in between, you must manage all that. I talk about the dash in some of my teachings. I'll talk about, the day you're born, the day you die, there's a little dash in between it. Some days the dash is pretty long when you're born, because, well, it's starting to grow, that is. And if you live to be 100, a centennial, that's amazing, isn't it? Have you ever talked to someone that's 100 years old? I have. She was 105, actually. And I tell you, it was amazing, the stories that you hear from people like that. And you ask them, well, how was your life or whatever? And very few of them that live that long truly don't have many regrets if they've just plugged into people's lives. We're all called to some kind of battle in our lives, but we can win. We just have to keep on helping others. I believe that if you go through life helping only yourself, you go through life alone. That's what we do here at Dads for Life. We try to help dads understand, no matter what situation they're in, whether they're married and maybe not really plugged in at home, or whether they're divorced, we truly try to help them. And we help them realize they're not alone. But we don't want their children alone either. So we want to make sure they're encouraged to be involved in their kids' life. So when you come home from your work, put your work aside for a while to find out what's going on in your children's lives. Because once you do, you may learn that, hey, there's something going on at school that you might need to know about as my parent. Now, you may need to know that they are being bullied. Maybe that's why their grades are falling or whatever. So I want you to just think about that in your life. Whatever you're doing, making sure that you are doing everything you can to help somebody else. Because if you are, you're going to wind up helping yourself. So we all are called to battle, but we all truly are destined to win, my friends. So what's happening at Dads for Life? Well, the month of April, we're taking actually this whole month, and we're going to be working on some things and trying to fine tune some things, and the way of technology's changed and all, like this platform here. I knew nothing about it a week or so ago till my friend Larissa said that. So um, I'm living to at least 120, my wife says. Okay. So isn't that great? She's going to live to 120. Well, I got to be there right with her too, because she's going to want somebody to help her with those weeds out there. Remember we talked about it earlier? So, all right, I see a Facebook user saying, hey. It doesn't tell me who you are, but hey, hey, they say. I see someone say amen. Oh, I see Jamie said amen as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you who have commented. I'm going to learn how to interact with that more. It's all new. It's a challenge, but I'm going to get through it. So in Dads for Life, as we go through the month of April, as we plan into month of May, May is going to be my birthday month, but it's also going to be a month that I really want some new things to happen. So one thing that we're going to do, we're going to start having a new show called, well, let me just show you what it's called. It's going to be called, upside down, Dad's Garage, okay? So Dad's Garage is going to be just about classic fatherhood, classic. I'm going to interview some dads who are just really plugged in and do some things outside the box to help raise their children. And their children are doing good things because their dads are involved. So Dad's Garage is going to be about being a classic dad. Our logo, well, we're working, is going to be really cool. I'm telling you that I'm really excited about the vision that is behind all this. So we're going to be, well, think classic something, and we're going to be talking about classic fatherhood. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I see people that are saying hello to me on Facebook, but it just says Facebook user. It doesn't tell me who it is. So I'll figure out, maybe we can change that. Love the Dad's Garage Classic Fatherhood, Larissa. Thank you so much. I'm grateful and appreciative to you for telling me about HAPS. And then Justin's kind of helped me learn it as well. So, I mean, we're all helping each other. You see, isn't life easier? Isn't life better? All last year, wasn't it good to have somebody to talk to during the crazy season we had last year? So I just appreciate each and every one of you joining us tonight on all of our platforms. If you want to find out more about Dads for Life, you can go to my name, KeithJowers.com. You can go to dadsforlife.com, and you can find out everything that we're doing. We're revamping our website, and we're excited about some things that are happening with that, more interaction. And we're going to be talking about a new, well, I won't say too much. We're going to be talking about some new things that are going to kind of take in some of the other fatherhood organizations out there too, because we're like a resource center here at Dads for Life. We like giving out and sharing other stories as well. But here's something we're really working on, and if you want to be a part of this, you're welcome to. If you go to Dads for Life or go to dadsforlife@gmail.com, you can email us if you want to participate in this program. Not a program, really. It's going to be in a book we're writing called Honoring Dad. If your dad was involved in a great way and you want to honor him, you can write us a 1 to 2 page story that we're going to actually go through them and put into a book. Somebody said, well, you might have to wind up writing 2 books, but it's called Honoring Dad. And then we're going to have a special section for those dads who have passed on and gone on to heaven. And we're excited about, the way that vision is coming to us. So if you want to be a part of that with your dad's story, whether they are alive and they've really been involved in your life, or whether they've passed on and you really miss them because they really were involved in your life, whatever, you want to honor them, you're welcome to submit a story to dadsforlife@gmail.com, and we will start working on that project. Hopefully have it, well, close to the end of the year. So, but we are here for you. If you know a dad that kind of needs some assistance in any way, you can reach out to us through a free connection call I do with them and try to see how we can guide and direct them through all of our resources. I'm connected to a lot of people who do a lot of things that if I don't know the answer or I can't help them find the answer, then certainly we will refer them to someone that maybe I know has the answer. So, well, until next Friday night, this is Keith Jowers. I may do some more of these as practice. Would you like that? I don't know. I just may get on here and just start talking. People say, well, my wife says I can talk to a tree, so we'll see. But I really want you to think about, no matter what battle you're in, hang out. Hang it out. Hang in there is what I'm trying to say. It's been a long day, my friends. The battles I had just trying to get here tonight to just do this. So hang in there. And I want you to think about how you can help somebody today or tomorrow, because our motto is Dads for Life is here, because we want to encourage, enhance, and enrich the life of someone today or tomorrow, making sure we start with our kids because they truly do need it the most. And they don't have to be the young kids either. Okay, your children may already be an adult and out on their own and very successful, whatever. I love my chats with our adult daughter. I still love them. So, but until next time, not a dad, but wanted to say hi from Anais. Okay, well, hello, Anais. So appreciate that. Rick and Amy saying hi from Manassas, Virginia. Rick and Amy, dear special friends of mine from years ago. So, and we got to get, when we come back up there, we got to go see you guys. So, all right, guys, until next time, it's Keith Jowers with Dads for Life saying, make sure that you do everything you can with your kids, encouraging them, enhancing, enriching their lives, because truly they need it the most. All right, God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you around. Check out HAPS, by the way. So it's a really cool platform. God bless you. Bye-bye.